Thomas asked the question, Ignas, I missed a few trades due to yesterday's losses. Now I'm struggling to open the trade with that and trust my market. Do you have any advice? Let me say a few things, right? I think you showed that you went long here on Discord today, right? Let me say that I understand why, because this is what we're trying to learn, right? Sell stops taken because sell side was resting below, break of structure, fair value gap, YouTube 2022, yeah? But my issue here is that, look at this. Sell side resting below, double bottom being created, like there's no entry here. There's nothing saying, okay, this is a high probability buy, right? One thing is that sell side is resting below. Second thing is that our bias is bearish, right? I said this morning, I'm looking still for those weekly lows to be taken away from the market, and I like the fact that this breaker block is holding the price in place. So what are you going long for? What is the draw on liquidity? This swing high? Like there's no relative equal highs here. There's an actual swing high here, right? Took a small profit. Just hear me out, right? So first, let me say three things about this trade, right? First thing is that there's sell side resting below here. No entry right away. Second thing, you're doing it against bias, not because there's a trend here, but the 1 hour bias is bearish. So you're trading against hourly bias already. Third thing, what are you attacking? Where is the market being drawn to? Like, I even wrote it a while ago. Let me find it and say it out loud because I like that a lot. No, I can't find it. But I've said it before. If you don't know where's the liquidity, you are the liquidity. ICT said it. A few other traders say it as well. It's a very nice way of putting it in a way that there's no entry here because where's the liquidity? There's no buy stops here or here. It's just a very nicely flowing market to the downside that we want to go short again with, right? So if there's no liquidity that you're looking at, you are the liquidity and you've just been hit in a way, right? Because you're not taking a partial here. There's nothing that we work with right here. Maybe a partial here, right? So you enter a position and you got stopped out, basically, over here because you didn't take a partial. You didn't move your stop loss to break even or anything like that, right? Other thing is, so this is about why this trade didn't pan out, right? So three things for your notes. Sell side was resting below. You're trading against hourly bias. And thirdly, I don't see any liquidity. And if there's no liquidity that we're aiming at, there's no entry, right? We can call this buy side liquidity here. So an entry to buy here would be valid, right? But we talked a lot that today there were possible, 4, 5 entries, right? And we talked a lot on Discord today that you took a loss yesterday when you shouldn't have taken it and you're struggling with it right now, right? So let me rant a little bit and then I'm gonna note something that I really want to say. So for me, like your struggle itself, right? For me, it's kind of trusting yourself or trusting myself and trusting the model itself, right? So two trusts, right? Trusting yourself and then trusting the model, right? And trusting myself is, you probably understand what I mean, right? It's not pressing a button when you don't have to press it, just in general, not doing silly things. Trusting your habits, trusting what you journal, and yada yada, right? For me, trusting myself requires two things. It requires time and learning a lot about yourself, and it requires focus, right? So if you're lacking one or another, if you're lacking time in front of charts and working with yourself, you're going to improve. Basically, after a year, you're going to be much better. But focus itself is something that you can't really improve because you just have to come to the charts fresh, right? And that's something that I can't really teach because that's something that you have to work out in a way, right? But what I can teach is you trusting the model itself. So what I want to say about that is that like once I started like trusting my models, so I'm trading 4 models right now, and once I started trusting mine, trading itself became like a very boring video game. I'm not getting excited about this, never ever, for a few years now, right? It's like a very, very boring video game. But what I mean by that is journaling was key to this, right? So, example, how I started trusting the models that I see, right? Why did I go short here on my personal account? Is because I've seen this 3,000 times last year. I'm not kidding. I took over 3,400 positions last year manually. It's not bot trading. I'm doing it manually, right? And I have every single position journaled. What I journal how I entered the trade, what model I used, right? Whether it is YouTube 2022, whether it is SMTs into inversion, whether it is silver bullet that I'm learning right now, or whether it is an OTE into inversion, or whatever the model you're using, right? But first thing, journaling, and I'm journaling a few things, right? I'm journaling why I'm entering a trade. I'm journaling what I'm feeling when I'm entering that trade itself. And third thing is journaling how long does it take to pan out, which is incredible. I know that on average, if I enter a trade, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but for example, I'll give you examples, right? If I enter a YouTube 2022 and it doesn't pan out in the next 6 minutes, I'm closing the position, because I know that every minute after 6 minutes, it not panning out means that I'm increasing my risk like twice already in terms of having a 70% win ratio or having a lower win ratio, right? But literally, I would say almost journaling. And I feel that the newest guys that joined in Discord, you guys are very good at taking positions, but you guys haven't started journaling them properly. Because if you would have journaled the last 4 weeks that we spent together, you would have like, let me open it up. If you would have journaled your trades since February 1st, which was, I think, the Monday you joined, guys, right? You would have 32 YouTube 2022 entries noted on NASDAQ. Interesting, right? So let me give you a homework, and I'm gonna finish this rant because I want to start looking for possible trades. Open February 5th. That will be on previous March contract, right? Don't use this contract because you won't see much. Find 32 YouTube 2022 entries up until today. If you're able to do that, congrats, right? I'm buying you lunch because you've learned a lot. One thing. Second thing, you're going to trust the process right away. If you're going to be able to find 32 entries in 20 trading days, trust me, it's amazing. I've got them logged. And not only I log them, I write about them a lot. How I feel, what I look for, whether there's an SMT, how other markets are interacting with it, what fair value gaps I'm looking at, and so on and so forth, right? And literally now, when I see a YouTube 2022 model, there's no doubt at all in terms of should I enter or should I not. I literally just press the button and actually think after, because I'm in a very automated like mindset already, because I know that it pans out the way it pans out 70% of the time, right? Because that's my win ratio currently. Would love to improve that, would be awesome. I'm still making mistakes. That's why I'm not at 90% whatever, but 90% is possible if you avoid making mistakes, right? Using the models that I'm using. But yeah, a little bit of a rant, but Thomas, just to sum it up, I hope you understood why you lost that trade. 3 reasons were given, right? And I hope that you can start journaling, because even today you could have journaled 4 trades. Imagine what you do then. You journaled it, you open that up right before you go to bed, you dream about them, you wake up, you read that again tomorrow morning, and tomorrow AM session comes in and you literally press the button when you see the YouTube 2022 model panning out, because you literally read and journaled it for the last 2 hours of your day, you know? So, good luck. I hope you find this insightful, you know? Hope you can take something out of it. Look,